outdoor series, and right now we are having a special guest. And just before going with this video, I want to share a few lines. Our reaction to a situation literally has the power to change the situation itself. And productivity is never an accident. Guys, productivity is never an accident. It's always a result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. And right now we are having a dynamic leader, Elsie, and a proud founder right from USA. You can have any guess? So without wasting our time, let's welcome and put your hands together for Jeffrey Marlowe, direct from USA. Welcome,
hello.
sir.
Oh,
Welcome.
hello.
Very warm
Thank
welcome
you.
from all the Indian founders and from Motivation House. And you just not need any introduction on ONPASSIVE platform. You are such a great leader, and Elsie, and I can say young and dynamic.
Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate those kind words, and it's so wonderful to see you this morning.
Thank you so much, sir. And just begin, going with this webinar, just give a brief introduction to the viewers, to all the founders, about yourself.
Certainly. My name's Jeffrey. I've been with ONPASSIVE now for a little over 3 years. Loving the journey. I've learned so much and absolutely adore Mr. Mufara and the things that he is putting out. And I love his heart, and I love everything that he's accomplishing. And it's just absolutely wonderful where we were and where we've gone. And it's such a treat to be able to follow such a journey. And it's absolutely phenomenal to be a part of something that is changing the world. We're making history as we go. And when we move into the next phase of this, it's going to dynamically affect so many people's lives that it's just going to be hard to comprehend exactly what kind of a good and positive influence that we're going to have throughout humanity by lifting the human condition. So I'm loving life. I love ONPASSIVE, and I can't wait for the next step.
So, sir, coming your in this ONPASSIVE platform is just an accident, or it's just you have come with the planning or commitment? Or
when I first got introduced to ONPASSIVE, I was a skeptic. It sounded too good to be true. So I came into it with an open mind, but I also came in it with a bias toward thinking this really can't work. Let me find out why it won't work. And so I started collecting all the information I could. I ended up buying a position in GoFounders primarily to get more information. Mr. Mufara has been a marketer for many, many years, and he knows how to do it. And one of his principles is that, if it's not ready, don't give the secrets out and don't let people know what you're doing, because we were kind of developing this as we go. So for me to get more information, I had to join GoFounders. I had to get in and get the position so I could see what was happening in the back room. Once I did that and I saw what he was developing, but even more than that, I saw webinars where he was actually talking. So I listened to him, and in listening to him, what came to me through his webinar and through his speech was the heart of what he wanted to do. We hadn't really started. We didn't even have a name back then, but he was basically saying, we're going to create this platform. It's going to be a marketing platform, and we want to go out to the world with it, and we want to lift humanity. We want to help the 97% of the people that can't get or find success. We want to help them find success. We want to create a new business model and a new paradigm in the online internet marketing business that will allow people from all over the world, every culture in the world, to gain success and to live a more abundant life. And that was the message that I got. And I went out and bought like 5 positions right off, within the next month or so, thinking, this is wonderful. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. And it's going to be so much fun to see how this thing rolls out. And that was about 3 years ago. So that's how I got in. And I've loved every minute of it.
Okay, so nice of you, sir. And who is your upline in on? There is no upline downline. You know that everybody's team is everyone's teams, and but who is your introducer in ONPASSIVE?
Well, it's a little bit of a story here. When I first came in, I had a young man. His name was Jim. He's the one that brought me in, and I was gonna tell him why it wouldn't work. I never did that because about 2 months after or 3 months after I joined, he left. He asked for his money back and he went out and did something else. So the upline that you refer to, which we call generations, I am in the first generation of my new sponsor, and his name is Michael DeBias.
Sir, if in just two lines, in just a brief, we can, or in just a nutshell, I want to ask why ONPASSIVE?
I think to say why ONPASSIVE, it's for what it stands for, and it's for the vision of Mr. Ash Mufareh. And the vision is to help humanity. The vision is to produce and to put out a system that is comprehensive, simple, fresh, state of the art, and available to everybody at extreme affordable pricing that guarantees success. And there's no other company out there that even comes close to that. Why ONPASSIVE? Because we have everything that anybody needs for an online business or presence. It's all under one roof. It's all state of the art. It's all integrated. It's all automated with AI, and it's all for one low monthly payment, which is probably below 1/10 of what anybody else is being charged or what others cost. The big deal with ONPASSIVE, again, in answering why ONPASSIVE, is because when it comes to profits, ONPASSIVE is not greedy. Mr. Mufareh has stated this in a quote. When it comes to profits, he's going to be sharing the ONPASSIVE profits with the founders and with the resellers in such that he is filling our tank, so to speak, and he is giving us what we need so that we can have abundance in our lives, and then we can, through the excess of our own abundance, help those people around us. That's why ONPASSIVE, because their vision and the vision of ONPASSIVE and Mr. Mufareh is such that it doesn't stop with a single product or a single business. It goes from our products to our product suite to the total internet solution to 1 million+ founders out to the world that are going to be lifting everybody in their own communities, everybody in their own states, everybody in their own countries, so that we're going to have a positive effect on the world. Why ONPASSIVE? Because it's the only platform in existence that I know of that has the ability and the capability and the products and the wherewithal to create such a network of benevolent-hearted people that spread throughout the world, so that we know what's happening in our communities. We know where the needs are. We know what's going on at grassroots level, and we are the ones that will be able to, through our own excess and abundance, help to meet the needs of those people on a global scale. That's why ONPASSIVE.
Yeah. So just before proceeding with this webinar, there are I'm here. I'm a founder. I know I'm a proud founder. But right now in this platform, I'm a voice of people from all over the world, and I'm now questioning you on behalf of that. So pardon me if something goes wrong. And okay. Sir, can you give your views about the AshMax launch in 2010, and why the people saying that Ash Mufareh is a big scammer and the AshMax company is a scam one?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to go into a great amount of detail. let me start by saying you don't have to worry about something going wrong. You said, oh, forgive me if something goes wrong. Nothing's going to go wrong. That's a fair question. It's out there. People want to know. So let me just start by saying that one of the attributes, the characteristics that I love, right, about Mr. Mufara and what he's done with ONPASSIVE is his transparency. And when I refer to transparency, I'm talking about his ability and his willingness to explain what we're doing, how we're doing it, as we're doing it. And as things may change or shift, or our projection or trajectory changes, then we just kind of deal with it and adjust it and know that these are the ways of business. That there's nothing really set in stone. And as you're developing, and you're evolving, things may take a little twist or may go a different direction. And that's why I love the transparency that he puts out. So in an effort to be a little more transparent about that Ash Max that you referred to, we need to understand that Mr. Mufara has been in marketing for 20 plus years. I mean, that is his suit. That's his forte. That is his shtick, as they say, okay? And he is very, very good at what he's been doing. 10 years ago, when he started with all this, Mr. Mufara got into some other businesses. He became affiliates, much like I'm an affiliate with ONPASSIVE. Mr. Mufara has been a lot of affiliates, or been an affiliate with a lot of other programs. Now, with these other programs that he's been involved with, and this is my understanding, I'll put my disclaimer out here. This is my understanding that I have gleaned through 3 years of ONPASSIVE, that I've gleaned through talking with some marketing people that are known in the industry, and through personal conversations with Mr. Mufara. So what you're getting here is not a ONPASSIVE statement. It's just Jeffrey saying, this is my understanding. So it is my understanding that Mr. Mufara, and in being an affiliate of these programs, each of these programs that he was in, he would develop his system. He would have a system for success that he would then use within the system. And he would also provide his system, right? I mean, he developed it. It was at his cost and his marketing, but he would develop it and he would give that system to other affiliates in the same way that he has done with ONPASSIVE. He has created ONPASSIVE. He's created a complete system. And he said to the founders, here's a system. Really, all you have to do is plug into it, support us, and you're going to be successful. He would do the same thing with all these other programs that he was an affiliate of. Well, with Ash Max in particular, in this particular stage of his life, in his career, Ash Max was, I believe, one of those types of systems that he also used in other platforms for his success, and he made available to others, other marketers, for their success, much the same way that he is bringing success to the founders that are in ONPASSIVE. Now, one particular marketer, well-known and very unethical, got a hold of that system and used it for, it wasn't good. He used it to cheat people. He used it to create wealth for himself. And it's my understanding he actually stole money from other people in his downline, if I could say that. He caused irreparable harm to Mr. Mufara's reputation. It took, I mean, just really damaged his character. And he finally, Mr. Mufara, he finally had to just pull out and totally disassociate himself with the entire thing there. And I might add, this person that did that has gone on and done that with other systems as well. So that's what happened with Ash Max. Somebody took Ash's good work. He took his system that he developed and they used it for bad things. And it wasn't Mr. Mufara, and Mr. Mufara was an affiliate of the same business. So that's kind of what happened with that whole thing. I know that in my journey, I learned more specifics about what I'm telling you, but I don't need to go there. We don't need to talk about that. But I will say point blank, with full conscience and with a glad heart, that I know, and I am very satisfied within myself, that Mr. Mufara had no part, although he was damaged very, very a lot. I mean, he took a lot of heat and a lot of hits with that, and he's still getting it. You can still see that it's out there on the internet, and it's just wrong. It wasn't Mr. Mufara that did it. Actually, he was the one that had given a system that worked, and the guy just used it badly. And I got to tell you, that is one of the life lessons that Mr. Mufara earned through his good work. I say earned, he is actually thrust upon him. He didn't deserve what he got out of that. But I will say that that is one of the catalysts that helped him to say, you know what, I cannot find any ethical businesses out there that I could join. I cannot find anything that works, that doesn't cheat people in the long run, or doesn't provide and guarantee success. I can't find anything that's simple and fresh. I'm going to create my own system. And this is what he created with ONPASSIVE. He, you know, my hat is off to the man. I am telling you, he has got a heart like no other. He has got a heart for helping others, and he will do it to extremes. And he has done it at great length and at great cost, not only to him or from him and his family, but he's got friends in all over the place, you know, that he has brought into this, and they have really put together a system that, if you join, it's like Michael Williams. Michael Williams is an internet marketer, has been very knowledgeable. He's a founder in great standing. And he said one day, you know, with his hands in the air, all you gotta do is get in. And once you're plugged into this system, then you will be successful. And I say that because Mr. Mufara has taken ONPASSIVE. He has taken a system that he has developed it. But now, instead of others having control of that system in their platform, he has got complete control of his system. So those things like Ash Max cannot happen again. He has got not only complete sole control of the system with people within ONPASSIVE, but there are no third parties involved, and there is no secondary or third party players in this, and there is no secondhand software. This is everything he created from scratch. It's a brand new business model that he has developed that is based on connectedness. It's based on mutual benefit. It's based on greater good, and it's based on an end result of lifting humanity, so that when I have my family taken care of, I've got excess, and now I can go to the lady next door, or I can go down the street to somebody that's needy, and I can say, help me to help you. By what I've got, I want to raise you to at least my standard, so I can start giving away in my own community. And that's what Mr. Mufara has done. So in one essence, you can take that negative that Mr. Mufara experienced through AshMax, which was not his intent or his fault. It was something that was done to him. He has turned that around in the positive and made, as a result, ONPASSIVE, which will lift up humanity and will cause and give success to the 97% of the people out there online that can't otherwise find it. And you gotta love the man. I am behind him 100%. And he is, as he purports to be, he is transparent. He has got the heart of gold, and he is ready to do what it needs to be done. And that's exactly what he said when he started. We're going to do this or die. So
yes, sir.
Hallelujah, Mr. Mufara.
Yeah. And we know that failure is the pillar of success, and everyone is not successful on every platform. So I personally think that it's being honored that our CEO has been such a gone through such a failures, and he would never going to repeat them again on passive.
Well, ONPASSIVE was ONPASSIVE was born out of these past hurts. ONPASSIVE was born from the things that came out of all of the previous things that Mr. Mufara has done. You know, I've said before, and I'll say it again, On Passive is divinely orchestrated. Mr. Mufara has gone through things in the past that have made him the man that he is today. And without those things happening, he would not have had the vision or the wherewithal to commit to do what he has done. And a little bit ago, you did mention, and it is very, very true. You said not everybody's going to be successful in everything they do. But I want to point something out that I don't know personally of a marketing business that Mr. Mufara has gotten into that he was not largely successful over. I mean, even right now I think with GDI, he is still getting paid lots and lots of money from them, and he still holds a record in that company, which is a marketing record, I believe. But I said that to say this, that the thing that happened with Ash and Ashmax was not his failure. It was the failure on somebody else using his system for bad things. He was still very successful and is very successful. But that's the big reason why OnPassive is built the way it is, because he wants to make sure that that can't happen again. And nobody's going to be able to come into OnPassive and take it for a turn like that, because he has got everything in place, and it's absolutely remarkable. And it's the only company, the first company of its kind on the face of the planet that has a benevolence to it. In other words, we have compassion to be followed by compassionate action. And I looked at your website yesterday, the one that we're on, the motivation. There's 3 things that we need to be aware of that I think you're going to agree with. And the first one is, to change your life, you've got to change your thoughts. The second one is, to change your life, you've got to have feelings about the thoughts that you have to change your life. And the third thing is, you've got to have action. You've got to take decisive action. And that action that you take is going to crystallize into your experience, into your life, the thought and emotion that's going to pull the life that you want right to you. That's where OnPassive is absolutely knocking the ball right out of the park. And he has said more times than not, keep away from the negativity, stay with positivity, think about what you want to do, and take action to get it done, because that's what's going to make you more successful. And once you join OnPassive, your success is going to be guaranteed. We've got the system, we've got everything that you need, but it's not about making a few of us wealthy. It's about making all of us wealthy, all of us to live in abundance, and every one of us to be able to help somebody else through the abundance that we receive. And that's the beauty of OnPassive, and that's the beauty of Mr. Mufara's heart.
Yeah, we know, sir. And you have just give your large views about this. And I want to know, sir, yet the payout structure has not been declared by the company, and it is yet to be declared. But still, the people are not clear about the bonus. And who is going to get the bonus, whether the person with the 0 team or whether the person with the big team. All are eligible for the bonus. Can you give your views about that?
When you refer to bonus, I'm assuming that you are talking about the bonus that Mr. Mufara has spoken about when we are in beta, correct?
Yes.
Okay. For those listening, when I refer to beta, I'm talking about the phase of pre-launch that we're about to enter into. Actually, we're in it. We're going to be testing products by putting a load on them. Now, as you know, we've got 1 million+ founders. And as you probably know, if anybody knows anything about technology and programs, you don't want to just turn them on and open the floodgates, because something might break. We don't want that. So we're going to be stepping it up. When we introduce a product into the O-Founders team, then what he's going to end up doing is just gently releasing it to some and letting people play with it, and then give them more and more and more, and build up until it's running full blast. Now, part of this beta is the marketing programs and the money flow. And this is to say that if you've got money in a system, the only you can't test how the money's going to work if you don't put some money in the system. It's like you can build a pipe system for water flow, but if you don't ever put water in it, you don't know if it's going to leak. And this is the same way with the money flow system. So the bonuses are just putting a little bit of money in the system to track how it goes through the marketing and the AI and how it all gets handled and ends up in your wallet. So when you say who is eligible for it, that's going to depend on who's doing the work and who's in there and who's plugged into it. So right now, what we understand is if you got people that have teams, if they've built their network, which is a benefit, right, to pre-build your net worth, and your network is a benefit of the founders, which means that as a founder, you can go out and you can talk to your friends and you can bring them in, and you can put them in your generations, in your team. So if you've been doing that, then Mr. Mufara more than likely is going to be using that because there's more substance there. And as a result of using those people that have been brought in, you're going to start to see a little money flow. But if you haven't been working and you haven't brought anybody in, then it's not very likely you're going to see any of these bonuses pre-launch. And when we say bonuses, that's all they are. I mean, they aren't really earned. It's just money going through the system that, okay, they want to be able to break it up, and they want to see how it flows through it, so that we know that when we go live and the real money starts coming in, everything's going to work right. But getting back to your question, who is going to get those? The people most likely to get them are going to be those that have been already working behind the scenes and building their own networks, because those networks are going to be plugged in the pre-launch to test that money. If you don't have anybody, then how can they even plug it in? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
bonus is only for a one time, no?
Right. These bonuses are they're one-time things. You can get several of them depending on, how many folks that come in during the pre-launch, but there's just a one-time thing. You get it once and then it's done. So yeah.
Okay. Sir, right now, what is the transformation? What is ONPASSIVE in 2018, and Jeffrey Marlock as an ONPASSIVE founder in 2018 to ONPASSIVE Jeffrey Marlock in 2021? What is the big transformation in you with ONPASSIVE?
Wow. Oh, I am so glad you asked me that, because I'll tell you, I was talking, actually, Mr. Mufara was on a webinar, and I remember saying that I was a changed man, and he stopped and he said, you're not the same, you're changed. And I'm like, absolutely. Since when I first got into this, my thought was, I'm going to grab 6 or 8 positions from my family. I'm going to create a legacy with my family, and I'm done, because the promise is it's done for you. He's saying we're going to develop a system that's done for you, and you don't have to go out and recruit. You don't have to sell. You don't have to, to market. We're going to do it for you. So I thought, well, great. I'll just get 8 or 10 positions and I'm done. Well, once I did that, I got thinking, and I thought, how much good can Jeffrey do? How much can I do if I'm not worried about money? If I was not concerned about the financial ceilings that I have, how much good could I do? So that was the first thing that started me thinking that this isn't just about Jeffrey anymore. This isn't just about ONPASSIVE. This is about what Jeffrey can do through ONPASSIVE to change the world and to change the people that are close to him, that can change people in my own community. So I started thinking much bigger, and I started becoming more generous in my own heart. And I started thinking more generous thoughts, and I started feeling more compassionately toward these people that I would see every day. And I'd go, in 6 months, in a year, I'm going to be able to help that person. When I drive down the street, I mean, there's one guy that lives 3 blocks down from me. Every day when I go past his house and I see what he lives in, I say to myself, one day I'm going to stop and I'm going to help that man and he is going to be so much better off. And the reason I can do that is because now I'm thinking that way. So when I told Mr. Mufara, when I'm telling you, when I tell anybody I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago, it's because I now have a big, it's kind of like Grinch, you know, the story of Grinch, and his heart grew 3 sizes that day. But that's like me. It's like my heart's gotten bigger and my mind has gotten bigger, and I just love it. I love the idea of being able to give wealth and provide abundance to those that don't have as much as I do, so that we can all be at the same level and all enjoy life. Because when your tank is full, when you've got enough for your family, and you've got shoes on your kids' feet, you've got food in their bellies, and you've got a roof over their head, you are going to go out and you're going to start helping others achieve that same success and live in that same abundance. And that's what changed in me. And that's where I am. So thank you, Ash Mufara.
Thank you. And sir, right now, I think the definition of money changes for me and for every founder in ONPASSIVE platform. They are becoming rich from their by heart and from internal peace, from their mind, and from they are getting the blessings from everyone. So definition of money changes on passive platform. That is not becoming of rich for ourselves. It's becoming rich for the people and giving them a happiness.
Absolutely. When you talk about money, I mean, money's an illusion anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Money doesn't matter. But the wealth and the richness and the abundance that you're referring to, it is a wellspring within the heart. You're absolutely right. And when you've got your thoughts lined up with your heart, and there's a coherence between these two, man, I'm telling you what, miracles happen. Life gets good real fast, and things are going to become so much better for all of us. And we just need to get ready to be in the best shape of our lives, like Mr. Mufara says.
Okay, we are making the people connecting with them on passive platform with the spirituality. It's a spiritual platform. It's not just a AI platform. I just say it's a spiritual one. You don't
It
have
is.
to. Yeah. Continue, sir.
It is. I mean, think about what we're doing. We're bringing people together. We're in 212 plus countries. I mean, I've got people from, I think, at least 50 different countries in my generation, in my team, 50 countries. And we're all talking to each other. Before ONPASSIVE, I didn't know anybody from Israel or Pakistan. I didn't know anybody from Germany or Croatia or Russia or India or Nepal or the Bahamas or Papua New Guinea. I'm talking to people every day from all over the world, wonderful people. Look at you and me. I mean, they're beautiful, and just talking to me like I'm your friend, talking to me one-on-one. We've got something in common. This has never happened. When was the last time you saw, Israelis talking to Iraqis? I mean, we're in the same business, every one of us. This is beautiful. Do you see what Mr. Mufara has done here? With this network of founders and the network of ONPASSIVE, he has put an affiliate of a benevolent business in every culture of the planet that knows what's going on at grassroots. We know where the needs are. So we know how to meet these needs, and he's providing the platform that allows us, empowers us to meet the needs of those people at a global level. And it is just absolutely, for anybody to say that this has not been a spiritual journey for me, they just don't know. You need to get in, just get in and then learn.
So we are making a different platform full with that is full of wealth, full of richness, full of kindness, and we are creating we don't need to go to moon or to Mars. Elon Musk is making such a big efforts. We just make a moon over Earth and Mars over Earth.
Yeah, well, you know what Mr. Mufara says it. He'll be the first one to tell you, if you can think about it, we can do it. There's nothing stopping us. We can do whatever we want to do. We're making our own rules. We own the company. Nobody else has a piece of us. We're all part of it. And that's That's the beauty of being a founder. You've got a say in what's going on. You got a say in testing everything. You've got a say. You matter. Your voice matters, and you're part of a whole, right? It's like he says, being an ocean, and each one of us are a drop, but within that one drop are all the properties of the ocean. And we are important. We are significant in this business, and we are significant to the world, and we are going to change it. Change it.
So
Change
we
it.
are going to mark history in on artificial intelligence with ONPASSIVE.
We're already doing it. We're already doing it. We've already marked ourselves in these tech companies. They know what we're doing. Oh yeah. We have already done it simply because we're based on connectedness and mutual benefit and doing what's right. We're not based on products and profit. We got products. We're going to have tons of profit, but we're not, the business isn't based on making those. The business is based on being connected and providing benevolence. And so we've already made history. We've already changed the online paradigm, and we've already changed the conventional paradigm of the business model. So we're already making history.
Sir, right now, what I'm asking you, is one of just a stupid one question, but still, it's in the everybody's mind. How long it going to be take for us to launch with ONPASSIVE?
It's going to take as long as it takes. We're not going to launch until we're ready. I mean, the people that are worried about us launching are the ones that are worried probably about filling their pockets. And I understand that. We've all got needs. We all have needs right now. And it'd be nice if ONPASSIVE were to launch and swoop in as a savior and give us everything we need to make our lives happy. But Mr. Mufara has a plan, and he's sticking to the plan. It is all by design. What needs to happen is going to happen. And as much as he wants to launch, there's nobody that wants to launch this thing more or faster than Mr. Mufara. But I praise God. I thank God that he has got the mindset and the to make sure that everything is perfect, everything is right. And when I say perfect, I don't mean absolutely perfect, whereas, to the point of harm. I'm just saying that he knows marketing, he knows the systems. We know how we need to bring this online to make sure that it works. And you can't rush this. You just can't do it. So it's going to launch when it's ready to launch. I would just encourage people, get involved, get engaged, enjoy the journey, because once it does launch, you're going to be looking back and you're going to remember nothing but good times. You're not going to remember I was in it for 3.5 years or 2 years or whatever. You're going to remember, wow, what a great time we had building this thing. And now look, everything is here as promised.
Okay, sir. We are having a time foundation. I don't want to end this webinar. I don't want to, I just want to listen. And it is just out of box and out of, we are having sharing of yours. And, but still you want to give some message to all the world from this platform?
To the whole world, the world is changing. The world is changing, and humanity's consciousness is raising. And ONPASSIVE is a benevolent company that is looking to do good and to raise the human condition. Get in, learn what we're about, see what we're about, understand what we're about, and see how you fit in to helping everybody become better people and live better lives. That's my message. Join ONPASSIVE and see what you can do to change your world.
Yeah, you can change the world after changing yourself. Just change yourself, and after that you can have a larger view to change the world.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Very good. I love it.
And sir, for my Indian founders and for my Indian family, I just want you to say ki Namaste India.
Namaste India.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you for giving such a beautiful sharing and such a being so kind of you to coming on my motivation house and with such a love and great sharing. And I just don't want to end this, but you know we are bounded with the time, and we are having much more to do and much more to go, and life is going on. So thank you
Amen.
so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
And
you.
and we are in it to win it. And definitely, you are coming to India, and we are going to meet at Hyderabad office, and we are having offices over there at Hyderabad. You and I have, and all the founders having the offices, and definitely we are going to meet at Pune, Bangalore,
Yes.
and all our offices.
Very good. I love that. I thank you. And absolutely, I had a great time. Thank you.
Thank you. And you are looking so young in your blue t-shirt, and I can see there is a New York Tower or else, something tower over there. Okay, one day we will buy that tower. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming. Thank you once again, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you at the top where ears will definitely going to pop.
Ha, you bet.
Thank you.